Okay, we're live. We are live, and I hope you can hear me. Good morning, everybody. Sawadee Tom Chow. I think I'm all set up here, ready to go. Before I get started, the bot, excellent right now. 34.49 to the dollar. Great, I love it. Air quality is 89. Temperature is 87 Fahrenheit. High of high of 100 degrees today. A low of 82, and the feel like temperature is 95. 60% humidity and 30% chance of rain today. I like it to rain. It's a Friday. You are live. You are live. A and V are good. Good to know. Good morning, Mr. Carnivore. Trying to get over this little sore throat. I hesitated saying, oh, it's the COVID. Even if it is, so what? We'll all get over it. We'll get through it. I've been vaxxed, and I won't be vaxxed again. Anyway, today we're going to talk a little about the Manosphere, which we were talking about yesterday, and also we'll talk about interracial marriages, because if you hook up with a Thai woman, chances are that you're going to be involved in an interracial marriage. And it's interesting to see the statistics. God, she always plays the music so loud. And maybe I'm just old. I used to love loud music. Now I don't. I don't love it anymore. Drinking tea today. Today I will not be in the gym because I need the rest. Anyway, I put some pictures up. Hello, Victor. Good morning, everybody. Put some pictures up in the community tab. Of course, Mr. Gennaro took a look at them, and the first thing he saw was the yoga instructor who had a big smile on her face. I wasn't even thinking of anything, but I knew he would think of that straight away. I got everything else in there. I'm stretching out, I'm lifting weights, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and all he can think about is the girl. You know. Anyway, if you want to go check those out, those are in the community tab of my channel here. You can go see other photos on my Instagram. I'm not really that active on Twitter or Facebook too much. Good morning, everybody. Sawadee Tom Chow. What is it? It's the 19th today, which means 13 days, less than 2 weeks, and the monorail it should be up and running and usable. They've been running tests, they run maybe 10 tests an hour. I always see the monorail going by. But it's supposed to go live on June 1st. I also see June, but I did see June 1st. So for those people who are living in Bangkok, it's a good deal. I can't wait. I won't be here though, because we're supposed to leave in less than 2 weeks. And it's good I got sick, a little bit sick right now, because I don't want to be traveling when I'm sick. That's not a good thing. Especially going from country to country. Anyway, where do I begin? Let me see if I've still got some of these things. Well, yesterday we were talking about the whole red pill, blue pill, purple pill, pink pill, MGTOW, Manosphere, what is it called? Gynocentrism. An ideological focus on females and issues affecting them, possibly to the detriment of non-females. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's also speaks to the positives about it. I don't know. But all this shit, all these terminologies, it's just like, the whole woke movement. I'm sick of it. I don't have the patience for it. I have no patience for this bullshit. All this and I don't care what YouTube does. The whole gender identity, the whole, you need to say this about me, you need to address me by my pronouns. Fuck off. Get a life. Worry about something meaningful. The reason we're talking about it is because it's become such an issue, and it doesn't need to be. That's the thing. You don't have these issues in third world countries. Generally, you don't have these kind of issues because people are too busy surviving. They don't have the luxury of worrying about what somebody calls them. Anyway, the purple pill, which I didn't know what that was, it means you know all about red pill truths yet deny them. The red pill is overcoming illusions and perceiving harsher realities. Blue pill is remaining in the contented experience of ordinary reality with the blue pill. Pink pill is related to female incels, which an incel is somebody who believes that having sex is a bad thing, and that unattractive men will become more attractive as trans women. Where does this shit come from? Perhaps it's rooted in competition, because men are always in competition for women. And so when people who aren't getting women for whatever reason, because the women don't want them, because they're complete losers, because whatever the reason is, they'll resort to either just going, that's it, I don't want any women, and if by chance I get laid, that's a great thing. Instead of looking at the problem, which is maybe they're not man enough. Maybe they don't have enough money. Maybe they look like shit. Whatever it is. Yeah, I was listening to a Bill Burr podcast yesterday. And he was talking, there was some little, it wasn't the whole podcast, it was a little clip, which they have on Spotify. It was about some guy who said, I'm so unattractive, I never get any women, what's the problem? I really don't care, I give up, and all this other kind of stuff. And you gotta bear with me, man. My throat's killing me right now. But the guy was saying how he's so unattractive. He's this tall. He weighs this much. He doesn't have much going on. Well, then make something happen. Do something. Now, if you think about it, if you're a guy, and I've thought this before, and let's say that I'm a single guy, I'm 60 years old, 70 years old, but I know I'm gonna die. But I know that I'm gonna croak within 6 months because I've got some terminal cancer. Would you want to get a woman? Would you want to bring some woman into your life and have her be your love interest? I don't think so. Why would you put that pain and agony on them? You want to be friends, that's one thing. So some of these guys, it's probably better they don't have a woman. And maybe this is why there's so many divorces. Right now, it's 40 to 50% of all marriages in the United States end in divorce. Dude, I can't see anything that you're posting because all of it is held and needs to be reviewed, and I see what you're writing. I don't want to talk about that shit. I really don't care. I don't care what you call these people. You can call him a dude, you know, with tits. You can call him a chick with a dick. You know, I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. It is what it is. You know. I don't care if Bruce Jenner wants to change and become Caitlyn. I don't care. I don't know if he's had surgery. I don't care. What does it matter? It has no effect on my life. And Bruce Jenner, when I was a kid, he was the man because he was the world's greatest athlete when I was a little kid. But do I care? No, I don't care. I think it's strange, but that's it. That's as far as it goes. Why do people let these kind of things affect them? Dude, I like the Bud Light commercial. I didn't even see it. You know why? Because I don't give a shit about Bud Light. I don't drink Bud Light. Never have, never will. Bud is crappy beer. If you know what a real beer tastes like, it's not a good beer. And the fact that they did that, listen, they have the right to do whatever they want. The advertising agency, the Anheuser-Busch, they can do whatever they want. And now they suffer the backlash. There's consequences to everything. And I kind of think it's funny. People are so upset about, oh, why do people hate it so much? Because it's not normal. It's not the norm. That's why. So maybe all this kind of stuff is driving men to go elsewhere for women. That and the fact that, like in California, it's 50%, baby. Some guy who earns his keep. He earns a fair amount of money. You know, say he socks away $500,000. He's got a business where he's making $10,000, $15,000 a month. He bought a house, then he met his wife. Now what, she gets half the house? That's ridiculous. She's working at Burger King. He meets her. He thinks she's got a sexy body. He bones her, and guess what? He's in. That's it. He marries her like an idiot. What do you get married for? I haven't really thought about this up until recently. If you don't want to have children, why would you get married? You can have a girl, she can be a steady girl. I knew several people who were adults when I was a young man. They didn't ever marry, but they always lived with them for a while, which that could be problematic in itself. Or they just had girlfriends and the girl could come over if they said it was cool. You know, if it was like, hey, listen, I'm really tired or I'm sick or whatever, you know, why don't you come over in another day or two? That's fine too. But why would you get married if you don't want to? And then the thing is, listen, everybody wants sex. Men, women, don't let them fool you. The women want it just as bad as the men. And maybe for different reasons. Maybe they just want to crack one off. But at the end of the day, we all want it. But, you know, sometimes you have to have a little restraint. Sorry to say that. You have to have a little restraint. Because nowadays, look at these NBA players. Didn't the NBA come out and say, you better flush your condoms or whatever it was like that, don't throw them in the garbage, because the women are so devious that they will try to, I don't even want to talk about it like that. It's just disgusting. They'll pull out the used condom and try to get what they can to make a little baby with them. That way the guy's on the hook for making them wealthy. How about you live your own life and you do what you got to do, and how about females going their own way? You want to get a job? Get a job. You want to get married? Get married. You want to have kids? Have kids. But if you're a career woman who all you do is think about your career, most men are not going to be okay with it. They're going to be like, listen, if you ain't taking care of me, I need to get mine, and it's not going to work. I mean, it's pretty simple. How long does the average marriage last? 8 years. This is the average time from marriage to divorce. The average time between marriage and separation is 7 years. What percentage of first marriages end up in divorce? Between 40 and 50%. Which percentage of second marriages end up in divorce? Nearly 60%. What percentage of couples make it to 10 years? Just about 70% of married couples in the United States make it to their 10th wedding anniversary. That's why when you see a girl and you go, we're getting married, so that's your future ex-wife. It's pretty much how you got to put it, if you're in the States. It's actually 8-year-ish. But yeah, around the 7th year, I mean, who knows how long it takes them to sometimes it's like, I don't want to be with you anymore. And then it's like later that night, you're like, you got a stiffy and she wants it. And then the next thing you know, all right, well, we'll try to make it work. And then, that goes on for a few months. Maybe it takes another year before you actually make the break. So yeah, 7-8 years. What percentage of couples make it to 20 years? Which is where I'm at. The likelihood of a couple making it to their 20th anniversary drops to about 50% after their 10-year anniversary. Approximately 6 out of 1,000 divorced couples reunite. Of those that did reunite, though, 72% stayed together. How many divorces involve children? More than 1 million children suffer the effects of divorce every year. In fact, 40% of teens live with their own parents who are in, only 42% of teenagers, 14 to 18, live with their own parents who are in their first marriage. Now, I think the courts need to revise their laws when it comes to women and what they get after a divorce, and also child support. I think they really need to take a good close look at it, because maybe 50 years ago, maybe 100 years ago, I understand, okay, the man was the primary breadwinner. They might have had kids when they were 18 years old, 17 years old, 19 years old. Nowadays, people wait longer. And that has an effect. You get some girl who's 18, 19 years old, she gets knocked up, she has 2 kids with the guy. 5 years later, the guy goes, that's it, I'm done with you, honey. I'm trading you in for a newer model. And the girl was basically, she's stuck. Nowadays, women have a lot more options, and they're working, and they're making their own money. And, some women are making a lot more than their husbands. What are the 5 grounds for divorce? Common grounds for divorce across all states include adultery, abuse, fraudulent marriage, marriage between relatives, mental health illness, criminal acts, bigamy, and addiction. In no-fault divorces, the most common reason is irreconcilable differences, which could mean many things. Another common reason is incompatibility. What, you think I'm compatible with my wife every day? Are you kidding me? Some days we're extremely compatible. And then some days we're like, yeah, whatever. And we just leave each other alone, and we get over it. You got to get through it. That's the thing. In the old days, people used to get through stuff. What states have the highest rates of divorce? Where's Bob? Where's Patty or Bob when I need him? Or Jim? The top 5 states with the highest divorce rates are. Where do you think the highest divorce rate is? You might be surprised. Well, at least with numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Where are Bob and Jim when I need them? What's going on today? Nobody wants to talk about this subject, the Manosphere. Well, some people do. There's a hell of a lot of channels on it, which I find some of them to be quite obnoxious and ridiculous. You know, it's one thing, if I say something to my wife and I say, this is important, I want you to listen, she will listen. Now, if it's just something, hey, can you take the garbage out, like to my kid? Or I say to my wife, hey, cook me an egg. She might not be listening to me. It's not a big deal. You know, if I said, would you listen, I'm really sick, would you please cook me a couple of eggs? She'll do it. But if I go, where's my breakfast? You know, she's gonna be like, huh? What are you talking about? It's not her duty to cook me breakfast every morning because she's got things to do of her own, which I understand and I don't care. What is it? Idle hands. What is that? What's that? Idle hands. Oh, are the Devil's Workshop? Yeah, is that what it is? Or the Devil's Playground? Idle hands are the devil's playthings, are the devil's tools. The devil makes work for idle hands. One who is idle will likely come to do evil. You know, if your old lady is sitting around on the sofa every day, you're taking care of her, and she's not like going to she's not going to the gym. She's not like going and buying groceries. She's not taking care of the kids, and she's just sitting there by herself watching soap operas all day, eating bonbons. How happy is that marriage going to be? I don't think it's going to be very happy. She might be fat and happy, but she might not be happy with you. So I think it's important that the woman has some purpose in her life. It's not an idle mind. Well, maybe it's an idle mind. I don't know, but it's idle hands. Idle mind is the devil's workshop. That's another one. So yeah, it's said in several different ways. So which states have the highest rates of divorce? Anybody? Jesus Christ, nobody knows? Come on. Where do people go and get weddings when they're drunk? Nevada. Nevada is number 1. Tied for number 5 are Alabama. I would have never thought that. Alabama, Arkansas, and Kentucky, 3.7 out of 1,000 people. Idaho, 3.9 out of 1,000 people. Wyoming, 4.0 out of 1,000 people. And Oklahoma, 4.1 out of 1,000 people. Now, which is interesting. California's not in there. It's probably because guys are smart, getting smart. They don't want to lose 50% of what they got. New York, I don't know about. Virginia, well, let me see something here. All right, which states have the lowest rates of divorce? The District of Columbia, Maryland, and North Dakota, 2.5 out of 1,000 people. Kansas and Wisconsin, 2.4. Massachusetts and Texas, 2.2 out of every 1,000 people. Iowa, 2.0 out of every 1,000 people divorce. Illinois, good morning, Dowlow. You caught us right at the beginning. I don't consider you late unless you're 45 minutes in. The 5 states with the lowest, well, here's the top 2 with the lowest divorce rate. Illinois and Louisiana, 1.9 out of every 1,000 people divorce. Which country has the lowest divorce rate? And it's not Thailand, and it's not the Philippines. I'm glad you tried that one. I try also. I'm a trier. I'm a goer. No. Vietnam is not in there. In fact, no country in Southeast Asia is the lowest, has the lowest divorce rate. It's India. 1%, just 1% of marriages end in divorce. So 1 out of 100 marriages end in divorce. Now, who knows why that is? Obviously, it's related to culture, but I don't know, is it arranged marriages? Is it just the familial ties? Because, let's face it, in the U.S., there's a lot of people who just think, well, he promised he was going to make $200,000 a year by 2023, and he's only making 120. This guy, he's a loser. I'm going to boot him. And the thing is, what I used to say here is, why would you pay sinsod to a woman that you're taking care of? You're paying every month to take care of her. You're paying all the bills. You're paying everything. It's just stupidity. It's on the same lines as this gender identity, and you have to call me this, you can't call me that, and all this PC bullshit. It's all basically the same. It's just stupidity. But, if you're going to get married, why not, make it for life? I mean, honestly, what do you think? You think me and my wife never have a fight, but we stay together? There's a reason why, You can call it love, you can call it a bond, you can call it whatever you are. I mean, Dowlow, I'm sure that every once in a while you have a tiff with your wife. It happens. She's in an irritable mood. Might be that time of the month. Sorry, ladies, it does affect some women. Don't say that, you pig. I'm going to say whatever I want, so fuck you. I've been with chicks that, that monthly time comes and they get grouchy. Some of them, they're just like, oh, my stomach hurts, I got cramps. And some of them are just bitchy, snapping at you about everything. They can't control themselves. They're like the dog that starts humping another dog and they just can't stop. They can't stop themselves until they nut. So India is the lowest divorce rate. The highest divorce rate, this I find this interesting, is the Maldives. Out of 450,000 people in their country, that's the population, there's a divorce rate of 10.97 divorces for every 1,000 people. Wow, it's a lot. What is the most common age for divorce? 25 to 39-year-olds are the most likely to get divorced with a rate of 24 per 1,000 married people. 40 to 49-year-olds were a close runner-up, with 21 people for every 1,000 married people getting divorced. I think, usually miscommunication or, Sometimes I don't hear something, and she says, "I told you, you forgot. You forgot to get this. You forgot." Listen, yesterday I do my stream, right? I go and do my yoga. Do a little lifting. I'm done. I'm like, all right, I gotta go run some errands. I go do my thing. Gotta go to the bank. Gotta go here. Gotta go there. Like always. Good morning, Michael. And I go and get a bunch of food, and I just decided, out of the blue, I've had a hankering for some cow soy, or some quidtia, or a soup, because the broth, it's soothing to the throat. I ended up getting some kanomchin, what is it called? Kanomchin namjio, which is just noodles and red broth with liver and all this other stuff. Very nutritious, aside from the noodles, and whatever sugar they put in it. But I just decided to have it. I'm eating my, I go to the grocery, I get some groceries, I'm coming back. I think, do I really feel like cooking? No, hell no. So I have this soup, these noodles. I start getting ready to go home, and I thought, son of a bitch, I'm supposed to get some cat food. And I thought, well, I'll just go home, and then later I'll send Alex to go get the cat food. And I thought, he's always going out now with his friends, and do I really want to send him? Because I'm just too lazy to go back. I thought, nah, I'll go back. I didn't want to. But I know, if she came home and there was no cat food, she'd be like, what are we supposed to do? What am I going to do, give him tuna? Yes. He's shitting all over the place, though. He likes his little cat food. He's used to it. Yeah, that's what it is. Such a great looking guy. See, I don't ever think about the looks too much. I know that when I met my wife, she was very attractive to me. And I still, I'm still into her. We've grown old together, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with it. But as far as my looks go, I never gave a shit about any of it. I just make sure I'm clean, I smell good. Generally, my hygiene is very good. Every once in a while there might be a little ear hair or nose hair sticking out, but I'm pretty good about that. And that's all I can do. There's nothing else I can do. And exercise, feel better. Exercise is a big one, it's all coming back to me now. And, I knew this boxer. I was hanging out with him. He's a world champion, this guy, the Mexican guy, Fernando. And he had a fight in the Philippines. And he was like, oh yeah, we got a gym in Mexico. If you're ever, in Mexico, come down and see us. Him and his brothers. He had like 3-4 brothers, and they were all, yoked and decent looking guys, pretty good looking guys. Most women would think, they're not going to say, oh, these guys are ugly. I said, so why do you got a gym? He said, why else? I said, to stay fit? He's like, why do you stay fit? I said, for your health. He's like, yeah, your health is one thing. He said, it's for the women. Women want to look at you when you're healthy, when you're fit. He's like, that's why I got into boxing. Yeah. He's like, okay. Greetings, Mr. Gennaro. We have an avocado left. My wife had 2. See, this is the thing. These are the kind of things I deal with. She picked up some avocados. She gets her food that she wants. I get my food that I want because she eats differently than I do. We have food that we mix up, that we all eat. But she got the avocados, and I'm like, I'm not touching them. They're hers. Somehow she snagged some avocados, like 4 or 5 avocados, for like 89 baht, which is a great deal here. And they weren't the big Thai avocados that taste like shit. So there's 2 avocados left. She says to me, these avocados are all ripe. We got to get rid of them. So yesterday, or day before yesterday, I had one of the avocados. Now there's 1 avocado left. If she's not home, I won't eat the avocado. because maybe she wants that last avocado. That's just being considerate. Now, she's at home today, which I wasn't going to go out because I feel like shit. And I thought, I don't want to be here if she's here and she's on the phone. And so I got a couple things to do when I'm done here. I thought better I just do my thing. So when I go back, if the avocado is still there, I'll say, do you want this avocado? You're going to eat this avocado. And she goes, you can have it. Well, then there it is. That's how you get along. Generally, we get along. If she's very quiet, I just let her be quiet. My wife is very quiet most of the time. You know, if there's a problem, she's more than willing to let me know there's a problem. And that's how my marriage has survived. I just let her be her own person, do what she wants, don't bitch at her too much, once in a while. That's it. And she lets me be who I am. That's why I've been able to travel all over the world and you know, with the camera and writing and doing all these things. That's why I've done all this stuff. Because, you know, I don't have one of these wives who's like, who you with? What are you doing? You know, yeah, I'm a little bit sick. Stuffed up nose, sore throat. But basically, I think it came from, you know, it's so hot outside. Then I go into the gym is free. You go into the yoga room, it's freezing. They crank it up because if they don't, you'll be dripping, just completely dripping in sweat, which I think is a good thing. I go in my house and the air's on because it's so hot outside. It's freezing inside. You go in there, after, you know, you're there for 10, 15 minutes, it's not freezing. No, you just had something else in your throat. I forget what it was called. Glad you could join us there, Mr. 2/4 Asian. We're talking about interracial marriages. Now, before I go any further, listen, don't forget to leave the thumbs up, to subscribe. I think a lot of people have that. There was, if you remember, the girl who was streaming, was it yesterday or day before yesterday? What was yesterday? Yesterday was Thursday. I think it was yesterday. She's sitting in front, she's coughing, she's, you know. My wife doesn't feel good now. She's like, thanks a lot. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Not live here? You want me to move somewhere while I'm sick? I mean, you know, it's not a big deal, really. Get over it. I'm fine. You know, I'd rather feel better, but I'm okay. I'll get through it. Nobody likes to be sick. Oh yeah, what a pleasure. Anyway, leave the thumbs up and subscribe and check down the description. All the ways you can help support the channel. And go to my community tab. There's some new photos up. There will be some other stuff up. Leave it to Gennaro. I put up 5 pictures. 4 of them are me training. One is the very last one, which I did that on purpose, Gennaro. I put the very last one with this yoga instructor, this lady. She's very nice, very, I like her as a yoga instructor. I like all the women that are the yoga instructors, and it's not necessarily because they're very fit. It's more because they take time to show you what you're doing wrong. You know, if you're turning, you got to twist this way more, open your chest, do this, and I like it. And for anybody who doesn't think, I got to say this again because Chucky was giving me a hard time about I'm getting in touch with my feminine side because I'm doing yoga. Get your ass out there and do yoga if you're a man, and then tell me how feminine it is, because it's not easy, and it's not easy in a internal kind of way. You know, you're using your core, you're using internal energy and strength. Get a beer and kimchi for COVID smell and taste test just to be safe. Okay, thank you very much, random commenter. I gotta say that I was looking in my refrigerator today to see what I was gonna eat, and I had pulled these small medallions of pork out, and they were still a little bit frozen, so I put them out on the oven to sit out to defrost. And I'm like, where's my kimchi? No kimchi. I ate it all. Or my wife might have eaten it all. I don't know. But I ate it. It's gone. I'm like, son of a bitch, I gotta get some kimchi today. So that's something I will be doing today, is getting kimchi. You're welcome to go to our place while you're sick, as long as you cut the grass and feed the cat. We've been back for a month, so the cat's probably very hungry. Oh, Jesus. Well, I have no pity on cats. Cats will go out and catch mice or rats or cockroaches or whatever. They'll catch something. They'll be all right. Eat fermented kimchi, then head to China for your anal swab. Can you believe they did that? Think about how ludicrous that is. Leave it to the Chinese to, first of all, do stupid shit. I mean, think about it. We'll just pile up all kinds of animals on top of one another, and then when their drippings go down onto the floor, we'll just spray it all around, and it'll get up in the air and go in our lungs, and then we'll get sick, and we'll go somewhere else and give it to somebody else. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Or we'll open up a lab where we have to do stupid shit because we want to be, I don't know what the hell the purpose is. But then think about the fact that they actually did make people do anal swabs. The only way anybody would stick anything up my ass is forcibly. I'm talking about the U.S. government. I'm not talking about in prison too. Prison would be forcibly. I'd have to get my ass kicked, which, you know, I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but I wouldn't do it willingly. And when it comes to, I'm in the airport, everybody line up, bend over the chair. No. Yeah, that irritates me to hear that, you know. Oh, let me give you an anal swab, sir. I will never go back to China again. I have no reason to go to China ever again. And you know, all these times that I've been thinking, oh, I want to go to this place, I want to go to that place. Now I understand. Maybe I'm a little behind, a little slow. But, you know, there was this Iranian girl. She's a very good-looking girl. This is 30 years ago, 32 years ago. Very, very good-looking girl. All of her sisters were good-looking. They were all hot. And I said to her something about, I'm going to go to Thailand. Or, oh, how are you going? Well, I'm going to just bring a backpack and go stay in a guest house. And she was like, oh, no, I'm past that in my life. Well, now I'm past that in my life. I'd rather not go, because you know what? I want to be comfortable. I don't particularly want to go to India because I don't want to get Delhi belly. I don't want to have to fight my way around to get people to stop following me. I don't want to have to tell people to fuck off. Get the fuck away from me. I don't want to have to get like that. I want to be mellow. I want to have a nice... If it's hot, I want to turn the air on. That's all I want. I want the simple things in life that I am accustomed to. I want an actual toilet with a bum gun. I don't want to have to use a corn cob to wipe my ass. All right, let me proceed. Oh shit, my Mac is going dead already. My battery on my Mac is very, very bad. All right, I better do this. White husband, Asian wife, 15.3%. White husband, black wife, 3.9%. White on white, 97.7%. Black husband, Asian, 1.1%. Black husband, white, 0.8%. Asian husband, white wife, 0.4%. Asian husband, Asian wife, 82.5%. Anyway, let me see if I got anything else that I have to look at right here. Gaming managers tend to have the highest rate of divorce at just about 53%. The data shows that those with higher levels of education and consequently larger salaries tend to have lower levels of divorce. Leading cause of divorce is basic incompatibility, infidelity, money issues, and abuse. Those who get married too young, have little education, not living in a first marriage home, and those who have no ability or inability to handle stress, those who were divorced before and have a very low income, those are the most likely people to divorce. There's your barista, Gennaro. Anyway. Dallo, were you ever married before? I know Gennaro's been married before. I know 2Q Asia has not been married. I saw some little, no. Ugh, no way. No way. I think she's already married anyway. Half black, half Japanese. Have I told you you're looking younger? No, you haven't. But if you're being serious, thank you. If you're fucking with me, fuck you. I'm a little leaner too. And honestly, I don't attribute it to the weights or even, and I don't attribute it to rowing machine and bicycling. I attribute it to the yoga. There's a difference now, whether you like it or not. Anyway, let's talk a little bit about this Manosphere. What is it? Manosphere. How the fuck did we get to this point? Where the women are the men and the men are the women. I mean, and that has nothing to do with that. I got 4 yoga teachers. There's 4 instructors, and I'm actually thinking of cutting it back to 2. The one yoga instructor is 55, and let me tell you something, she is fit, man. And there's another lady in the class that's 50, and she's I'm like, holy moly, man, you know. And they both have been doing it for like 15 years. Started for the same reason, stress, they want an exercise. The one in the photo, I don't know exactly how old she is, but she told me that she used to do Muay Thai at a place where my kids studied down the street. And what's funny is yesterday, I go into the class, and there's this kind of curvy, attractive woman in the class, and I thought to myself, I remember this chick from somewhere. And then I thought about it, and she had tattoos all over, but she had these tattoos or a tattoo of boxing gloves. And I remember seeing her at Starbucks because I was going to talk to her. I was going to go, hey, you know, what's the deal with the boxing gloves? You fighting now? Or, she's a bit younger. So I saw those, and it hit me, boom. And so I started talking to her. And it turns out she trains in Muay Thai. She doesn't fight, but she trains. She trains at the same place where my kids train, or trained. They're too busy for that now. Although Nicholas likes to when he's off of school, but he'll be traveling around the world while he's off of school because Alex's class, he's already graduated now. But Nicholas still has, I don't know, another week. A little bit less than, he's only got a couple classes left and that's it, and he's done. So then he becomes a junior. They get older and I get even older. I don't know. I talked to him a little bit about a week ago. Just asking him what's going on. He's doing all right. I think he was talking about possibly coming to Thailand in what did he say, 6 months? You mean with y'all or alone? Us, they're with us. Where have you been? We're still waiting on my wife's visa for Ireland, all because the cocksuckers make us change terminals. And for me and the kids, it's not a problem, but for her, because she's Thai and doesn't have her U.S. passport yet, she needs to have a visa just to transfer from one terminal to another. So we're waiting on the visa, and it's pretty important. They've already said, yes, you'll get it in time, but we don't have that much time left, so we're a little stressed about it. But we're going to no. We'll be stopping in UAE, and then then we go to Ireland. How does it work? Then we go to Ireland, then we go to Lisbon to Florida, Florida to Ecuador, Ecuador back to Florida, stay there for another week, Florida to New York, just a layover, New York to Amsterdam. We're there for 2 days, and Amsterdam back to Lisbon for like 4 days, and then back to Bangkok. So hopefully we won't be at each other's throats. Kids are mellow. They don't care. They're just chilling. They'll just chill. It's me. It's not them. It's me. You know, I'll be like, son of a bitch, there's a 3-hour layover. Just got a Shenzhen visa for Greece. Super nice and quick service. Yeah, my wife has a Shenzhen visa right now. In fact, that's the thing. We would stay longer. Oh, yeah, okay, sure. We would stay longer, but her Shenzhen ends on I think it's June 23rd, something like that. June 27th is the end of her visa. So that's why we can travel around Europe, but Ireland's a different story. If anybody hasn't seen, yesterday Netflix came out with the Conor McGregor documentary. Well, I don't always agree with some of the things that he's done, like hitting the old man in the pub and throwing a chair at a bus and shit like that. That's what fighters do. Fighters get pissed off and they want to fight. It's how they operate. It's their mentality. You get nutso. But it was interesting to see where he came from, what he does behind the scenes, his family, all that kind of shit, what goes on, how he thinks. Because a lot of people don't even know. It's just the type of visa. I don't know what Shenzhen means either. All I know it's the visa. It's the visa you need if you're a Thai. I don't think Americans need it. Anyway, so that's coming up. End of the month. Hence the streaming. Hence me trying to get everything together with the phone. For some reason now the camera, you see the camera is not shaking now. Yeah, of course I plan on doing it. I have a little routine. I have a little routine, plus there's gyms in the hotel, plus at my parents' house there's a gym, plus I'm going to get a couple of those little elastic bands, and then I'll do some yoga on my own. I'll be all right. Got to fit that in. Gonna make time for it. Oh, I don't know which boxer. Which are you talking about? Diaz and Jake Paul? Yeah, I know. I know. We had a machine in the boxing gym. We had all kinds of machines, but well, I don't know which one you're talking about. I haven't been keeping up really. Is it what's his name? Devin Haney. There's a machine where you basically are like this, and you turn down. I forget what we had these machines. I can't remember what they were like. Top of the line machines, man. They're fantastic. But some of these exercises that you could do with this one particular machine were specifically for rotator cuff injuries. Which actually I had to take 2 guys in for rotator cuff surgery, and one guy's arm was never the same. The other guy was fine. He was a younger guy, and he was extremely talented. The other guy was a little bit older, and yeah, he had to have 2 surgeries, and he wasn't the same. My shoulder is bad, but I've been able to do certain shoulder exercises at the gym. Oh yeah, Lomachenko. You know what? Lomachenko can be beat. I saw him in the 2008 Olympics. I remember I got lots of photos of him from the Olympics. As you get older, shoulders, necks, and lower back start to go. Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to be the next champion. Holy shit, 4 belts. I honestly, Gennaro, I really believe that the yoga, because of the flexibility and strength exercises that are incorporated into the routines, that prolongs. It's a good method of prolonging your life and longevity, and keeping you from being a hunched over old man. And what's funny is that when I first started, one thing that's really tight on me is my shoulders. And before I was like this. I couldn't even touch my elbows. Now it's pretty easy. It's easy to do. But before I couldn't do that. I was like this, and I was like, I couldn't do it. If I reach my hand back like this, I can't touch hand to hand like this. But I'm getting closer. So it's great for mobility, flexibility. And one thing when you get older, what happens is you start to reach for something, you grab for something, you stretch for something, and then you pull a muscle, or you tear a muscle, or whatever. So I think that's what yoga is good for, and that's something that I wanted to incorporate into my whatever training I was doing. Because I know that it's good for it provides people with flexibility. Missionary position for being hunched over. Well, you can lie flat. Especially if she's flexible and can bring her ankles by her ears. Just saying. Figure that out. I'll leave that up to you. But there's a lot of guys out there who are walking hunched over. Especially here, I see a lot of older guys, man. I mean, foreigners and Thais, both. And then I just think about it. I think, I gotta be. Yeah. Don't try to push that shit past me, pal. Remember who you're talking to. Anyway. I want to do something, on the channel where I incorporate something like, I think Dallo asked the other day, oh, can't you bring the camera inside the gym and stream from in there? I don't really want to stream, but I have shot some video, and I will shoot some video, more video. I think it's important that people keep up, especially because most of the people watching this channel, the majority are older. They're from 50 and up. I mean, there are younger people, but why are the younger people in the U.S., why are they becoming so feminized, the men? Why are they allowing themselves to become emasculated? Maybe because they're sitting on the sofa playing video games, eating, chocolate chip cookies all day. I don't know. I don't know what it is. In an effort to be more accommodating to women, some of the men seem to be becoming more feminine. And I'm all for being decent to people, and whether it's your wife or your girlfriend or whatever. But there's a limit. You got to have boundaries, man. Yeah, I mean, that FBT gym, it's a good gym. And when we were training, my shoulder was a lot worse than it is now. But that place was a little too far for me. If it's inconvenient to get there, and it was only, it would take me, let's say 15 minutes to get from my house to the boat pier and actually get on the boat. Then it would take another 20 minutes to get to the pier, and then it'd take another 10 minutes to walk. So you're talking 30, 45 minutes just to go back and forth. So that's an hour and a half just to go back and forth to the gym. Plus, say, an hour and a half in the gym, that's 3 hours. So it takes 3 hours out of your day. Now it takes literally 5 minutes to get to the gym. If I wanted to go to another one of their gyms, it would take me 20 minutes, 15 minutes. It's much easier. I've done it before, Janara. I understand. I was doing a lot of weight that day. I mean, a fair amount of weight. I did that like 12 times. That's about 420 or 440 pounds. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's something. And also one that probably just as dangerous for me is overextending my legs. Because my left knee, since I was like 16 years old, I've had a bad knee. And my left knee, I don't want to overextend it. Where am I here? Let me see this here. What is this? Hey, Scott, I had visitors, so I couldn't answer your previous question. Yes, I've been married before. And now things are night and day from before. I'm 45 and stove up at times. What's stove up? I don't know what that means. Dallo wasn't a pop-up group. I'm the good mixture of outdoors, video games, art and design, and manual labor. Strange, but I think it's basic. I've always had a ton of energy and like to be occupied. In the divorce settlement, all I was left with was the fridge, and only because all the bills were stuck to it. Oh, happy birthday, Michael. Happy 45th. His hands are never idle. They're both on his dick. There, I said it. Oh, they're open now. Let's all wish Michael a happy birthday. Another milestone. where I find they are always on the remote. Yeah, no, but I know you. I know. One's on the remote, one's on your pecker. Oh, they turned the music off. Very good. The thing for me is the leg extensions. You know, when you're seated leg extensions, when you're extending your legs. I have to be careful not to extend my legs to the point where they lock, because it hurts my knee. That's another thing. When you're old, and I mean older, I don't have to, you know, you can say, oh, you're only as old as you think you are. No, you know, age is just a number. Bullshit. You know, you get to be 60 years old, you build up a lot of injuries. At least most people, some people, like me. I got lots of injuries. My hands, my shoulder, my knee, my hip. You know, which is why, honestly, which is why I like yoga, because you can push yourself as hard as you want, and if it gets painful, you pull back and you don't do it, you know. I don't do anything. I'm not one of these guys who is like, you know, pushing the weight. I don't do that. It's always very slow and controlled with form, especially now. And I've heard numerous people, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Dana White, when Dana White got in shape recently, lots and lots of older people saying that when they get older, you can't lift the same weights. You don't want to push too hard, too much weight, because it's hard on the joints. And I was doing that in the beginning. That weight on the hack squats wasn't that heavy, honestly. I could have slapped on another 100, 150 pounds, and I probably would have been able to do it pretty easily. But, you know, doing it controlled and doing a medium weight is fine for me. Well, Dallo, lifting weights actually burns calories and helps you burn fat too, in addition to building muscle and strength, which is what people need when they get older and younger, but especially. Thanks for the question. I spend my day doing graphic design examples as part of an interview process for a company hack back home. It's a good cause. It's a small and in the DoD world. Okay. However you want to spend it, just have a happy birthday. No, it doesn't have to be heavy. But you do have to push yourself a little on the last couple of reps. You have to make sure that you have to put a little effort in. You can't just be doing 20 reps like this, and you don't get anything out of it. I just saw a video of Chael Sonnen, MMA guy, wrestler guy. He's got a good channel. He doesn't usually give workout advice, but he's downstairs in his gym in the basement. I think he lives in Oregon. He was a wrestler, you know. He lived there when he was young, and he was a wrestler, and you know, he worked his way into the UFC. But he said he does like a bench press, and he's saying don't ever do flat bench press. He's like, all right, I understand, you know, you want to do your max rep, you want to see how strong you are. He said, but if you're training, he said, he only does one set, and he does an incline bench press, and he does 50 freaking reps. Never heard of that. Never heard of somebody doing 50 reps, other than maybe David Goggins doing pull-ups. Yeah. Well, this is the other thing. You're talking about the big rubber ball. Or you're talking about the hard one, the smaller hard one, where you twist and you stuff like that. Oh yeah, the half dome. Yeah. Is that what it's called? A little bit. You do a little bit. That's good for the core, for core stuff and balance, and it's great. But man, I can only do so many things, and this is the thing. I'm still working it out. Which, if I do a video, I'm going to make sure I say. There was a time when lifting weights was maybe you do 1 or 2 exercises per body part. You do upper body Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You do lower body Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And maybe you go jogging or something for your cardio. That's how it was simple. Now it's like, Jesus Christ, there's a rowing machine. There's the Airdyne. There's the stationary bicycle. There's the treadmill. There's jogging outside, which I'm not going to do because of my hip. There's jumping rope. There's the ropes. There's the ball you're talking about. There's the TRX. There's the medicine ball. There's the other ball where you grab the ball and you twist. There's the full rubber ball where you do like leg lifts with the ball between your feet. Then there's just the weights, free weights. Then there's machine weights. And there's so many ways. So it's, what it comes down to is what your goals are. For me, it's just I want to live longer. I want to be healthy. I don't want to be sitting in the freaking hospital for the next 15 years. Too painful. Have to do the sitting up bench press machine now. I actually like that seated bench press where you're like this and you just push. I like that one. I like the overhead press when you're going, Well, yeah, I mean, as long as you lift weights quickly, which, I rest about 30 seconds. That's about it. I try to bing, bang, boom. If I was to go in and do a full workout for my upper body, I could get it done in like 45 minutes pretty easily. And that's a good workout. That includes my forearms, I do reverse curls. I do regular wrist curls, calf raises, and abs. That includes all that, 45 minutes. Yeah, the machines are really good. Let the sun shine in. Barista doesn't speak a word of English. If I start speaking to her in English, she'll be like, huh? She doesn't know what the hell I'm saying. No, I don't have one. I need to get one. I never trust the ones on the on the treadmill and what's the other one? The bicycle. I never trust those. I don't know how accurate they really are, I'd like to get one that you put around your chest, You should see it. Really, in this documentary I saw yesterday, I watched the whole thing. This Conor McGregor thing, he had one on and he's running up and down this really steep hill, man. Crazy. Yeah, chest strap. Yeah, exactly. If you go hit that, I mean, I've been pretty steady with the weights. I try not to kill myself with them. If I feel like one day like something hurts, like my wrists, I may skip that day for like wrist curls. I don't usually do that, but like if it really hurts, I skip it. I listen to my body, Which when you're older, I think it's important that you do that. I think you really need to learn about your body, what hurts, what doesn't. And sometimes I go into the yoga classes and I'm like, man, I hope this isn't a hard one, a hard class, because some of the classes are intended for beginners. I can do that really easily, pretty easily. The ones that are more intense, that end up leaving me like completely drenched in sweat, can be difficult. And it can be a little hard on my hip because the hip flexors. Basically, I can't move my leg up and down sideways, this way, and I can't twist it. But I can't bend it at the knee, So I have to be careful. And if it's something that I can't do, I just can't do it. That's it. That's the good thing. You don't have to do it. That's what I like about yoga is you're competing against yourself. And the same thing goes with weights now. It's easy for me. Like I'll look and I'll go, oh look, I wonder how much that chick's lifting over there. And the chick's lifting 100 pounds, and I'm like, that's it? She's not very strong. Or there's some dude and he's, lifting 20 pounds. I'm like, what? Why is it, why is he only lifting 20 pounds? And I go on and I'm doing 100 and it's nothing to me. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how much there's other guys that are, they're throwing up 100-pound dumbbells with one hand where I can even lift it with two, So it doesn't matter. It's just you're competing against yourself. Bucketing down? Yeah, I never heard that. Anyway, this has become the the exercise shit. One more Halls. The exercise has become something that is now it's incorporated into my life. It's a habit, which is something you want, Anyway, doesn't matter. Aussies don't speak English, they speak Aussie. Oh God. Most of the time, if there's anything scenic, if there's a scenic view, a truly scenic view, I will show you. Most of the time I catch it. I know what's in frame and what's not. There, go ahead. Have at it, Gennaro. I know you only care about their personalities. Now, actually, I would rather just go to the gym than to travel. Like I told you guys, I don't know. Chucky was talking about going to Uzbekistan. Do I want to go with him? Yeah, I'll go. If he wants to go, I'll go. If it works out, it works out. Great, I'll go. Am I gonna cry if I don't go? No. Yes, they do. So does the rowing machine. It's as wet as a shag. Oh God. She's shagadelic, baby. Anyway, remember to click the thumbs up, please. This is kind of a freestyle Friday. We're just going with it. I already gave you the stats on marriage. If you don't want kids, don't get married. Although I do think it pays to have, it's beneficial to have a companion, a female companion. I think that's a good thing. You don't have to get married. You don't want to. It's not for everyone. I know Sammy's not married. He's probably never going to get married. He just wants to Have a good time. Good time, Sammy. See if you can push 200 watts for 15 minutes. Yeah, I never look at the watts. I don't know why. These machines are newfangled to me. They're like, it's like that intranet thing, the interweb, to someone who's 90 years old and it just comes out. That's what it's like to me. I get on some of these machines, I'm like, how do you work this? What's this? What's that? I'm starting to figure them out now. But I do remember seeing watts on the rowing machine and on both of the bicycles. I like the Airdyne because you're using your arms as well. I want that in kids. Taught other people's kids for so long. Time for me to make my own. I wish I could just do the divorced dad thing where I'm a part-time parent. I know that's not realistic. You're a badass. Thank you. I saw you in Oriental Pearl's YouTube channel. Sammy's a Japanese legend, man. His antics are legendary. The polyglot gal. Anyway, the whole travel thing now, it's become such a pain in the ass, and not to mention expensive. It's more expensive now. Just living is more expensive. It means you can speak multiple languages. I think I was talking the other day about how, before it was, cereal was 185 to 190, 93 baht. Now it's 230. How does it go up 20%? If one war is going to affect it that much, then maybe people should say, I know they're not going to do this, but they should say, we're not going to allow that war to happen. Flight prices have come down. Okay. Maybe I should have waited. There goes, say it, Gennaro. Although that's $10 if you do. If you say, what is it, Sweaty Betty? I think that's $5. That stops people from saying it. Random commenter can say it, though. Yeah, Merry Christmas, by the way. Well, that's good. Oops. Oh, I think she's... There you go, pal. Always thinking about you. Always thinking about my two moderators and everybody else. It's all about you guys. It's not about me. Yeah, I say no. Gennaro says yes to everything. He's like Monash. Everything looks good to him. His eyes have those rose-colored lenses. Anyway, I used to think, in the old days when I was like, 15, 20, I used to think, everybody gets married. You got to get married. Now I'm like, who would want, we know you're joking, Gennaro. In this day and age in the United States, when I don't know how many states are community property states, but when you got to give away half of your freaking earnings, half your future earnings, you're paying child support, you're paying this, Who the hell wants to do that? So what? Now women, nowadays, see, women want that, the feminists, they want equal pay. They want equal rights at the workplace. Okay, understandable. Well, then if you got a job, then what do you need? Why do you have to, what do you need alimony for? Child support I can understand, but alimony? You're working a job. You're getting money for your kids. What do you need to get paid for? Why is it the man has to do that? Now, I think, didn't Britney Spears pay whatever the guy's name was that she was married to? He was like a dancer or something. Obviously she makes a lot more money. I think she had to give him, what's it called, palimony? I think she had to pay him, but that doesn't happen very often. And maybe it happened because it was a high-profile case. I don't know. But if it's, Joe Schmo down the block, and Anne Marie's making $300,000 a month, and dude's making 50. You think he's going to get any money? I don't think so. You don't see many female bricklayers in Oz and Thailand. Yeah, in Thailand, I've seen some construction workers, and they're, some of them, they're pretty rough, man. And I don't mean that in a positive sense. I mean, good for them, they can do that, but somehow I don't think a lot of the construction guys are going, ooh, baby. And every once in a while you see some, listen, I've seen a couple, numerous female moto drivers. Now, the majority of them are, 5 foot tall and weigh about 100 kilos. And I can barely fit on the motorcycle with them. But every once in a while there'll be one and you go, how did she end up here being a moto driver? I wonder how, what's the story? Maybe they should make a Lifetime movie about it or something. I don't know. I'm spewing today, all right? I don't even know if I'm going to do a stream tomorrow night. I may. I always say maybe I won't stream, and then I always stream. But, I'm a little more disciplined now than in the past. So, 100 kilos, damn, too much on gas. When they're round, that's too much. I understand. Listen, it happens. People put on a little weight. Who was it? There was some girl I was talking to. I don't remember who it was. It was some girl working at the gym or somewhere else, but she was a larger woman. She was just saying, I don't have time to exercise. And I was like, no. It was at a coffee shop. It was a girl, and I was like, do you ever go out and run or anything like that? And she's like, no. I'm like, why not? Because I work and I come home and I go to sleep and I wash my clothes, which is what I used to hear all the time. What do you do on the weekends? Sleep. Clean my room, clean my clothes, sleep. That's what they say. How much are you weighing nowadays? I don't know, Dallo. I wasn't even looking. My nose is itching. You know what that means? Somebody's about to send a super chat. My wife always says that. My nose is itching. That means I'm going to make some money. Why? The women will call you a pumpui. It's okay for them to call you that, but if you call them that, and even my mother is guilty of it. My mother said, don't you ever say, if a woman says to you that she looked nice in the clothes, you should tell her yes. I'm like, what if she looks like shit? If the clothes don't fit her, they don't look good, it doesn't look good on her. I'm like, that's bullshit, I don't care. Listen, I revere my mother, and to some point, my wife. I pay them, especially my mother, I pay her the ultimate respect. Because you only have one mother. Nobody cares about you like your mother, at least in most cases. So I revere my mother. But when it comes to that kind of thing, I got to draw the line. You know, I mean, it's so funny because I was walking in at the same time. Good morning, Johnny. How you doing? How you going? Let me see. Give me 1 second. I was walking in to the gym the other day, and it was actually one of the yoga instructors was walking. She came up in the elevator with me, and I held the door open for her. And she was like, "Oh, thank you." And she was so surprised. And I said, don't people open the door for you very often? She goes, Thai men never open the door. They never open the door for me. I open the door for myself. She said it was a nice surprise that you held the door open for me. I was just being polite, To me, that's not a big deal. How's the new gig, the new digs? G'day, mate. I am going to get some hot soup and slurp on that hot soup, soothe my throat, and I will not be exercising today. I will not be exerting myself today. I will be sleeping when I get home. So you guys will know. In about 30 minutes, you'll know what I'm doing. I'm sacked out on the couch. Anyway, for some reason, people think that being married to a Filipino is better than being married to a Thai. I don't know about that, honestly. Wow. Went to crap. Well, that's not good. I don't know, because I've never been married to a Filipino. I've heard different stories. I've heard they're great wives. I've heard they're shit, that, they're full of shit. I hear the same thing about Thai women. So I don't know. And I think it's a personal matter where it depends on the girl. Now, I don't know about Cambodians. I don't know many foreigners who are married to Cambodian women. I know a few. I've met a few. Another gym rat. I knew two guys, who were married to Burmese women. And one was a French guy. I guess it seemed to work, but I don't see it happening very often. It's like going to India and trying to find an Indian woman to marry. I think it's kind of difficult. But then, again, this is just my thought on the matter. It doesn't necessarily make it true, because my exposure is pretty limited. I think it's, just like in a lot of relationships here, it tends to be, oh, does he? I didn't know that. I didn't know you were into the Burmese. There's plenty of Burmese laborers here in Thailand. Oh, is that it? Yeah, in Boarding Down, I know about that. Same with like Sakale. Yeah, that's the thing. They look at anyone. They look at any women. Bunch of horn dogs. Well, they can be quite feminine, you know. I would suggest, if you really want that, find one that's an orphan that can do what she wants without her parents' influence, and maybe, you know, carry on a relationship with her for a year or two where you don't live with her, so you don't have to worry about trying to get her out. And then if it doesn't work, you know, then it doesn't work. Because they might just, you know, I don't know. They might not take too kindly to Gennaro using them until he's had enough and then running away, or taking off and leaving them holding the papoose. I could tell you some stories about the Burmese women, the 2Q Asia. I've been in some clubs there, and it's one of them. Yeah, it's one of them. It's not the one that I took a picture of. No. Yeah, the thing here though is if you find a good one and you hook up with them and you're nailing them, they think they are the one. A lot of them think I'm the one because you're sleeping with me. I'm wrong. I think, Gennaro, hopefully you have enough experience to, you've been with 3 Thai ladies, but not in Thailand. Now, what I will say is this, hopefully you're not one of these guys who has enough experience to get themselves in trouble. You have enough experience to be able to either weasel your way out of trouble or to avoid any problems. Because, you know, some guys, they come here and they're here and they hook up, and then the next thing you know, they're involved. And I'm not going to name names, but there are numerous people who have been in this stream who have written me, and they're the guys who, oh yeah, I know what it's all about. And then they get here and, oh, but she's so beautiful, she's different. You know. But the difference here is if you get caught by the wrong woman, it means the end of your, it means giving it to the duck. Give the dick to the duck. Some women don't care. They'd be like, okay, fine, whatever. I got my own life. I don't need you. And what's so funny is some of the girls, they, you know, they're dirt poor. They don't care. They'll be like, all right, bye. You know. You've never cheated on the wife of your girlfriend? Wife or girlfriend? You're probably a stellar, upstanding young man, Gennaro. I understand. We have to give you a little bit of shit, though. And quite frankly, there is a difference between getting involved in the States with some Asian chick, whatever nationality she might be, and coming over here. There's a big difference. Simple as that. You know. Well, for the most part, that's how I've been all my life. I just didn't want to do it because, you know, I didn't want to be the one who somebody could go, well, you cheated on me. Now, have I? Yes, I have in the past. However, for the majority, I'd say 95% of my relationships, I never did. I just didn't. Not that there weren't some opportunities that I was thinking to myself, oh, well, maybe hey, good morning there, Mr. Pork Rhino. I think it sets a bad precedent. I think it sets a bad precedent to cheat. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how much money you have. I think it sets a bad precedent. And it sets a bad precedent because then they always wonder, are you doing it again? It gives them the opportunity to think that way. Some of them get over it, some of them don't. Some of them don't care. It's just, it's, and to some it's, well, it's the intimacy, that kind of thing. It's not the actual act. I heard something on Bill Burr yesterday too. I was listening to like one after another of his little clips. And it was some guy who had this wife who was into having threesomes with another chick. So she would let him indulge with the other woman as well as herself. And she would get involved with the woman too. They'd have their little threesome and they'd go on their merry way. Now she went on a business trip and the one girl, he saw her and had his way with her, the third party, he had his way with her like 3 or 4 times. And he was asking Bill Burr, do you think I'm cheating because we've had sex before? And Bill Burr was like, well, you always do it with your wife there. It's like she's giving her blessing. Now you're going behind her back. So I would just say be careful. If you're going to do that kind of thing, be careful, because I do think it sets a bad precedent. Then it's like, well, you did it, so I'm going to do it. It's not good. Not good for the relationship. Anyway, the stream has run its filthy course. So little time, so many women. You can't like 2 girls at the same time. Why not? Oh God, Please tell me you're joking. Please tell me you're joking, Gennaro. You're not one of those guys, oh my God, I saw her, if you like her so much, why don't you just fly your ass over to Yangon? Figure out where she is, go see her yourself. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. I'm not that old. I think what it is if you've been married, you realize that you put all the work into the marriage. What's the point of screwing it up? I think you know that. And then the other thing is, you realize if you go, oh, this one, she's so wonderful, I'm going to have to hook up with her. She's still going to have, it's, just like I say all the time, it's just like jumping from one frying pan to the next. Yangon University, yeah, I've been there before, actually. Been there many, many years ago. I don't know if I was with Nanda when we went there. We might have been. I don't remember. Anyway, stay safe. You don't want you don't want your wife giving it to the duck. I think, you know, if you're willing to take that big move, which is marriage, if you're willing to do that, it's time to say enough. No more being Mr. Playboy. Hugh Hefner was a bad example. Sorry, he was a bad example. Now, yeah, he was a filthy rich old dude who used that money and that influence to do what he wanted. But do I think he was really a good dude? He could have been a good dude, but when it came to relationships, I think he was a bit fucked up in the head. Something about the Burmese women, they seem women. Oh God, please, you know. Yeah, once you come in them, once you get intimate, once you are close to them, once they think they've set the hook, they're just like every other woman. Wake up. They may be fabulous most of the time, but they have their own set of expectations, their own dreams, their own goals. And if you're part of that, you better not do anything that pisses on their campfire. Because I've seen some angry Burmese women before. Oh, God. Yeah. I need to go back. Yeah, they're good with the knives. You know. I think you just need to stop thinking about it and let it happen. Wherever you are. You move to Burma, you want a Burmese wife. Set yourself up there. You know, get yourself a compound with a generator, get everything that you need. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. Anyway, listen, I gotta go. Click thumbs up, subscribe, join the channel. Become a member, whatever. Just check the description down below. Super thank you to you guys. Super chat to you guys. No, he won't like living there long term. I'm very sorry, Janara, but you won't like it. Much, much too humid. You know, so. All right, maybe I'll see you guys tomorrow night. Depends on how I'm feeling, but thank you very much. And until next time, I am Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. Choke me, Leo, jerk, and my. All right, I gotta go. I'm out of here. I gotta go get some sleep. Yeah, love and marriage. Well, love is a many splendid thing. That is to the women who created it. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later.